Hello everyone, I hope you are having a wonderful time. Today I would like to share my experience of using this newly released Topping LA90 Class AB integrated amplifier slash monoblocks power amplifier, which is you can transform it to monoblock if you want more power out of them. So this one is high quality built solid chassis with full aluminum enclosure and as well as nice touches of detail in like heat sinks or like adjustment in the back that you can do low gain or high gain, as well as the mono blocks and all that. And this one also features the trigger input, so you can simultaneously connect with your preamplifier or other power amplifier, then it will turn automatically. Compact size integrated amplifier that you can have for $900. I've been using this for a while. I mean, measurements and the specification, they are becoming one of the company that doesn't need to be checked by third party, in my opinion. Third party measurements are great, but Topping specs are very well respected and very well reflected to the component actual quality. So build quality, I have nothing to complain. I mean, build quality is more solid and well built than any integrated amplifier that you can have in similar price range. Although this one doesn't have anything other than amplification stage. Operation temperature is a bit high. In this room, my room is temperature controlled. This is the summertime, so I stay around 78, 80 degree Fahrenheit in this room. This amplifier operation temperature or idle temperature in particular stays around 97 degree Fahrenheit or probably like 36 degrees centigrade if you live in centigrade countries. So this amplifier is pretty warm operating and idling temperature. Volume control is very smooth and really nice buttery feeling when you turn it. And they have a gain setting, like low gain setting, which comes on factory standard. I tried that using this a KLH Model 5, which is very highly capable speaker if you don't know Model 5. So this one can get me around whisper level. I mean, the power is not enough to drive these kind of acoustic suspension or speaker seal type basically into like a very loud level. So that's what I meant to say. So the power is good enough to get you around like 85 dB, 90 dB range with this KLH Model 5 if you turn this knob all the way to max position using the low gain setting. Even with that, you will not hear any distortion or any unwanted noise. This LA90 may not have enough juice to drive very hard to drive speakers. If you like the sound, only your option is to use them as monoblocks. And also I tried that high and low gain setting with the little toggle switch, slider switch that they have in the back. So the difference is really big. I mean, like it's about 10 dB different in loudness between low and high gain setting. But after a while, I prefer low gain setting because high gain setting, everything is louder, but as well as the background, dark and smooth and clean background that I can hear with low gain setting is gone. Basically, I'm not saying it's noisy or anything like that. That smoothness and clean and dark background that I can enjoy listening to my music with that low gain setting. But as soon as I switch to high gain setting, even if I do the volume match with dB meter, the high gain setting doesn't have that high end high quality sound. That's what I meant to say. But if you want to play loud, or if you want to like drive hard to drive bookshelf speakers or that kind of stuff, the high gain setting may be great option to have for you. But in this room, I sit from here like probably like 14 feet away where my ears are. So I don't have any problem playing, with this little amplifier, regardless of what type of music. But only thing that I experience it will run out of juice. If I turn volume control knob all the way to max position, I get around like 85 dB loudness at my listening position. Right now, I'm setting the volume control knob at my normal listening position, which is around 2 o'clock position, low gain setting. Then I get around like 65 to 75 dB range of loudness at my listening place. So which is more than enough for what I listen and what I enjoy my music. But to be honest with you, this little amplifier is great buy for if you are looking for great sounding amplification that you don't want to play too loud. Probably your listening level below 85 dB range should not have any problem providing you with great sound quality regardless of what type of speaker you use, unless you have a very big room. This room is about 20 feet long, a little less than 20 feet long. I have no problem using these components together in my system. So my parent components, as usual, I'm using the Sony HAB-Z1 ES directly feeding into this Topping LA90. Although I try with my reference DAC, Musician Audio Aquarius R2 DAC. I kind of like the sound quality, but I prefer more neutral and cleaner sound with pairing with the Sony HAB-Z1 ES, as well as much quieter background. So, which is I keep using this two combination because it has better synergy than with the Aquarius R2 DAC. And next thing is the actual soundstage and soundscape that I hear in my system using this LA90 is nothing short of great sound. Okay, so for the price and performance and actual sound reproduction, it's pretty impressive in my opinion. So I tend to like the way that it can produce smoother and polite high frequency extension with very nice and neutral engaging tonality and musical sound in mid-range to upper mid-range area. My only caveat I have is, the little downside actually have is the bass control. So bass control and bass response may not be among the best. That's the weakest link in this amplifier. So if I use them as a mono blocks, that may be a different story, but I didn't try because they only sent me one amplifier. So bass control is a little bit on weaker side compared to my Denon PME SX11. So sound quality is very impressive. So I try back to back with my main amplifier. What make big difference is this Denon obviously have more control, more power, and more authoritative sound quality. But price difference is significant, so I'm not complaining. But top end and upper mid range, this LA90 is a bit more on the flatter side of a response than this Denon PME SX11. That SX11 is Class A bias sound with a little bit warmer and a little bit more pronounced in upper frequency range, or let's say not upper frequency range, mid-range area is more vivid and very well rounded and three-dimensional like notes that it can produce. Okay, that's the major difference. This one LA90 is great, but it has the a little bit flatter and a little bit evenness, and probably some people may prefer that way because let's say if you have a Klipsch horn loader speakers or highly sensitive speaker, this LA90 will work wonderfully well with your system. Soundstage is probably not as wide as pairing with this SX11, but is great soundstage. But another little downside for me is depth is a little bit less than the my main amplifier. So that's the two major difference. And actually, yeah, bass control and the sound depth of the sound stage. So those are the little two downsides for me. Other than that, actual sound quality, I mean frequency response, other than lowest bass control and bass quality that it can produce may not be among the best, but other frequency range and everything combined, this is the great buy in terms of refinement, sound quality, and performance. If they have that a little bit of weaker bass control, then they should have a subwoofer out or pre-out. Then you can attach your subwoofer. Only option right now is you have to attach through the speaker terminus. Okay, it doesn't have the dedicated subwoofer out, but it shouldn't be big deal if you are using raw acoustic subwoofer, or many subwoofer offer easy connection with your amplifier using the speaker binding post. So I just have to mention that what come with it and what don't come with it. So that's the little feature that doesn't have, and no remote control. You have to get up and change the volume and all that. And then those inputs are only balanced inputs, so you can use either TRS or XLR balance, dual compatible balanced inputs. Probably some people may want to use with the pro components such as the mixers and those for near field monitoring. So this amplifier is highly capable if you listen within like 5 feet range for close monitoring. But if you want to sit far, and if you have a bigger room with lower sensitivity speakers, they may not be the best choice. So I try with the two different speakers in my system using this KLH Model 5 or JBL L100 Classic 75th. Only downside is the bass control. Other than that, this little LA90 is highly capable, high quality amplification that you can have for under $1,000. If you buy two as a mono block, then you will have a killer setup. I mean, probably if they send me another one, maybe I can test it as a mono blocks, but right now I only have one, so that's all I can say. Overall, finishing quality is nothing short of a good quality material, from speaker binding post to enclosure and everything. So my favorite part of LA90 amplifier is the sound quality. Nice and engaging tonality with clean and transparent sound that it can pair really well with any kind of speakers in general, but I would suggest you to pair them with higher sensitivity rating above 88 dB, or if you can try a 90 dB range, then you will have an incredible pairing. I mean, try that. Only you will want is the if you want more bass control, then you may want to use them as the mono blocks. Okay, so this is a great quality component with great sound quality from this size and this price of amplification. Is probably right now only Topping can deliver. Highly recommended, my friend. I thoroughly enjoy listening all my music with all my speakers using this little LA90 amp. Highly recommended. Thank you very much for watching and happy listening.
Did you say I've got a lot to learn? Well, don't think I'm trying not to learn.